Welcome along as the Ladies European Tour arrives in the southwest of France and the beautiful seaside town of Saint-Jean-de-Luz. The par 70 Golf Chantaco was the host for the third year in a row for the Lacoste Ladies Open de France. Carlota Ciganda carded an opening round 66 thanks to this chip-in at the last. There was strong support from the galleries for a player who was born only a short drive over the border. She certainly gave them something to cheer. But out ahead was another Spaniard, Maria Hernandez. Her only win on tour was in 2010, and she came close to quitting the game after a serious back problem. Now injury-free, she seems back to her best, a 65, thanks in part to this eagle at the 15th. Good starts for Flo Parker and Maha Hadaoui, while defending champion Azahara Munoz began her defence at 3 under par. Alben Valenzuela was having a tournament to remember. The 16-year-old Swiss amateur fired a brilliant 64 on day 2 to make her mark in her first appearance on the LET. But Maria Hernandez remained out in front. The Spaniard was 3 under at the turn, and although she dropped a shot at the 11th, this at the 14th gave her a second birdie in 2 holes. An 8 under par, she had a single shot lead. 3 players were in a tie for second. Morocco champion Charlie Hull led the group at 5 under. Azahara Munoz was a model of consistency and carded another 67 on day 3. But Hernandez was imperious. She shot the joint lowest round of the day, a 66, and extended her lead to 4 strokes. It was a dominant position for Hernandez, and indeed for Spain, as they looked at home on a course just over the border. Amy Boulden and Flo Parker were leading the British charge. Isabel Bueno got her final round off to a great start. She birdied the 2nd and the 5th. The Frenchwoman was right in the mix. In contrast, Amy Boulden got off to a shocking start. This found the water at the 3rd, and a double bogey was soon on the card. The leader Hernandez, though, was solid. She got a little lucky here at the 1st as she played par golf, and a birdie at the 4th left her in a good position. Azahara Munoz was another who began indifferently, but drew level for the day at the 7th and moved to 1 under here at the 9th. The defending champion was beginning to find her stride. Carlota Ciganda began the day with high hopes, but just couldn't get going. When she got into contention, she would drop back. A bogey here at 10 took her back to 7 under par. While Maria Hernandez began to look nervous for the first time this week. Her par putt at the 10th went wide as she started the back 9 with a drop shot. Bueno also began to hit the buffers. After a front 9 of 4 under, this double bogey at the 11th knocked her back, just when Hernandez could feel her breathing down her neck. In contrast, Amy Boulden was in the groove. Recovering brilliantly from her early setback, she birdied 5, 6 and 7 and then nailed this putt on the 11th for another birdie. She then went to 9 under overall at the next. A wonderful approach from the Welsh rookie. She was putting the pressure on. As was playing partner Flo Parker. The Italian Open champion moved to 10 under at the 12th, her 3rd birdie of the day, now just 2 off the lead held by Hernandez. And that lead was getting smaller. The Spaniard hadn't been in contention for quite some time, and a lack of confidence in closing out a victory was beginning to tell. Another bogey at 13 and she was back to 11 under par. Her 4-shot lead was now down to 1. Bono bounced back from her double at 11 to birdie 12, but then bogeyed 13. Her up and down round continued at 15. The eagle putt didn't drop. But her birdie one did. She moved to 9 under. As did Azahara Munoz at the 15th. Her short game was working nicely. This delicate chip set up a birdie. Hernandez was playing alongside Munoz. The pressure was on the leader. Flo Parker was just a shot behind Hernandez with 3 holes remaining of her round. A couple of birdies would put her in prime position. Instead, she could only deliver a bogey. So frustrating for the Englishwoman, she moved back to 9 under. While the horror for Hernandez on the back 9 continued, she dropped back to 10 under, yet another bogey on the card. She would hope her challengers would also run into trouble. Hernandez was just a shadow of her former self. But they didn't. Amy Boulden drawing level thanks to some sensational putting. Yet another birdie at the 17th. 10 under, a share of the lead with 1 to play. Bono's up and down round ended with a good par save at the last. After bogeying the 17th, she was the clubhouse leader at 8 under par. But nothing was stopping Azahara Munoz. The lead was tied 3 ways after this great effort from range at the 17th. The world number 15, now 10 under with just the last to play. Parker had the chance to join them at the 18th. But the birdie putt stayed up. She finished 9 under after a final day round of 68. Boulden never really gave herself a birdie chance at the last. She did drop an impressive putt for par. A final round 66 put her in the clubhouse at 10 under. She now had a nervous wait as Hernandez and Munoz played the last. Unable to bring herself to watch the action out on the course, she found a TV to see if she'd forced a playoff. First up with the birdie putt on 18 was the visibly wilting Hernandez. After blowing a 4-shot lead, her effort never really threatened the hole. 10 under, enough for a playoff with Munoz and Boulden. That was, unless Munoz made this birdie putt. Hernandez couldn't look as her fellow Spaniard lined it up. Munoz was full of confidence after birdieing 2 out of the last 3 holes. Could she make it 3 out of 4? She could. Another wonderful putt as she snatched victory away from Hernandez. A final round 67 for her second title at the Lacoste Ladies Open de France in 2 years. A classy performance, but heartbreak for Hernandez and Boulden. Munoz, the champion. An exciting final round with Munoz a worthy winner. It was another good week for Charlie Hull, and Gladys Nocera shot a final round 66 to take 8th. Melina Jorgensen shot a 75 on the last day as she ended her tournament in frustrating fashion. It was all smiles for Munoz on a happy return to sunny France. A cheque for €35,000 and the coveted trophy.
Yeah, I just love this place, you know. I've been playing really well all week, but putts weren't dropping, and, you know, when I came to the last 2, I knew I needed at least 1 birdie to make, you know, to go to the playoff. And, you know, when I dropped that one on 17, I thought I had a really good chance. And, you know, on 18 too, I just focused on hitting a good putt. And, you know, putts haven't dropped all week, so I guess it was my time, and I'm just really happy.
Munoz moves up 10 places to 6th in the ISPS Handa Order of Merit, and another top 10 finish consolidates Charlie Hull's position in 3rd. Flo Parker is up to 16th following her 4th place, and Carlota Ciganda moves up 2 to 18th. Less than a year to go to the Solheim Cup, Charlie Hull and Gladys Nocera have 1 foot firmly in the door. The compensation for Amy Boulden is her ascent to the top of the Rookie of the Year leaderboard. She displaces the Scot, Sally Watson. Stacey Lewis continues to lead the Rolex World Rankings. The American is enjoying a great year. The tour leaves Europe and heads to South Africa. Keep up to date with all the action at the official website, ladieseuropeantour.com. Thanks for watching, and until next time, it's bye for now.